This is outside the basilica in the courtyard by the entrance. This is so massive that it's going to take a lot of video here to capture. This is just an amazing building. The architecture is fabulous. This is the big basilica right in the center of Quito. I'm not sure what the name of it is, but it is magnificent. I've just entered the Basilica de Voto Nacional. It is spectacular. This is a magnificent structure. The architecture in here is absolutely...
Buenos días, señor.
Buenos días. Gotta check the ceiling out. I have to be pretty quiet here as people are worshiping, and I don't want to disturb them. This is a magnificent structure. I'll get the details on when it was constructed. I've changed it to a wide angle lens so that it might be a little easier to capture this massive structure. It definitely is a national treasure. This is some of the structures that surround the basilica. This is the old part of town. It's got a lot of character. We're now descending down into the old part of the city in this narrow, steep road. I know it's difficult to see how steep it is in the video, but yeah, it would be quite a ride down here on the motorbikes. We're just about to enter into the old part of the building. The old part of the city where the buildings are all heritage buildings, original. They've kept them in really good shape, or they've been looking after them. But this is a walking street. It does turn into a walking street up there at the corner. Okay, I'm finally on the walking part of the street, and we can get a chance to slow down and have a look at some of these buildings. I don't know if you can see the winged angel. We're a bit too far away to see it. It's at the top of the mountain, just above that building up there. But yeah, we'll get to that eventually. Very beautiful part of town. It looks as though we're entering the artisan section. Always one of my favorites. Some beautiful work here. I'd love to be able to take some of these home and put them on the wall, but I don't think they would survive the ride on the back of the motorbike. Here we go. And no doubt that's one of the artists right there. Muy bonito, madam. Just walking into the square, always one of my favorite places to visit in the cities. They've always got unique architectures, beautiful gardens, and usually some great restaurants so you can sit down and enjoy a cup of coffee or a little bit of lunch. I have no idea what this building is, but here is the standard fare of restaurants that always accompany the squares that we enter. Looks like a pretty upscale place. Might be stopping in here for lunch in a little while. Beautiful. I'm not quite ready for lunch yet. I had 2 empanadas and a cup of coffee while I was doing my laundry this morning. There is the winged angel on the top of the mountain at the end of that road. I know it's a little small, but maybe we can zoom in on it. And this is the square from the other corner. Okay, I know I've been promising the winged angel for a couple of videos now, but there it is, right at the end of the street. I hope you can see it now. But there's lots of other good things to see as well. Always, the music is always playing in these Latino countries. Oh, another section of the walking part of the center of town. Another beautiful street. This place is amazing. Quito is the second highest capital city in the world, with the other being La Paz, which is also in South America. Every time we start walking up hills or stairs, I think I'm out of shape, but I start breathing hard because we're at 10,000 vertical feet. I like it that they have the verandas, flowers on all the verandas and all these buildings on both sides of the street. Just adds so much more character. One of the surprisingly nice things I've noticed about the South American countries like Bogota, Medellin, Quito, these big cities, they're really clean. Unlike Panama, where there was garbage everywhere. I couldn't believe it. But they figured it out here, and they keep their streets clean and pristine. The hotel we stayed at was just absolutely spotless. A really pleasant surprise. Oh my God, when does the beauty stop? One beautiful building after another. This is amazing. Okay, check this out. This is all on one corner. One building there. Another beauty there. And then this on the third corner. The one right behind was not too bad either. A little bit cleaner. Doesn't quite meet the standard of the other three, but still unbelievable. We just rode the gondola up to the top of a mountain that's adjacent to Quito. And I hope this will give you a perspective of how big Quito is. I believe there's around 2 million people here. And it is spectacular. And there is the gondola that we had rode up. Okay, I just walked around to the other side, and now I'm seeing the other half of Quito that I didn't know was here. But this is another magnificent view. It just goes up and over those mountains and just keeps on going. But then it just kind of stops, and then it's all farmland on this half here. Okay, so I discovered the altitude. It's 13,378 feet, or 4,050 meters. But one of the cool things you can do here is bring your mountain bike up, and there's a trail system that you can ride down to the bottom. That would be an absolute blast. I am standing on the equator. I got one foot in the northern hemisphere and the other foot in the southern hemisphere. Apparently we crossed the equator yesterday and went right into Quito, but we didn't know that until we got there. But we came back out to this kind of an equator park, Mundo, the center of the world. And we are standing right on the equator. There's a monument that signifies that. But this line that I'm standing on is the equator. And here's a plaque dating it that the exit off March 21st, September 23rd, sunrise. There it is, the equator. And this pole here signifies the center of the universe. This monument signifies 0 degrees latitude. You can go up inside there, but first of all, we'll go check this out. It says latitude 0, 0, 0. Declination, magnetic, 6 degrees, 38 minutes to the east. And here is the longitude, 78.27.8, and we're at an altitude of 2,483 meters. Here is a view of the center of the world. That yellow line down on the sidewalk signifies the equator. This is a view to the north. That's where we came from. Those are 2 volcanoes up there. I don't know how high they are. Pretty spectacular. Some of the burials. And we go around this way. And this is a view to the south. And now in the southern hemisphere, looking at where we're going to go. We are about halfway to our destination of Ushuaia. I have been in the southern hemisphere many times, Australia and in the Philippines, and but this is the first time I've ever crossed the equator by land. I've been back and forth across it about a dozen times so far today. This concludes our walk down the equator. I'm walking right down the equator. This is it, the end. Tadamundo.